everybody. It is evening, and some people think that evening and night are the same, but I beg to differ. I think evening is this time of day, late afternoon, early night. But night is dark. Evening is getting dark. That's how it is in my dictionary. Who the hell knows what it really is? But we're driving around the battlefield here today, and actually, I just took a walk up around Little Round Top and then down through Lake Crawford Valley, and started driving back. And I've got some time to kill because I'm picking up dinner tonight, but we're not going to get it till about an hour from now. So I figured, what the hell? Got a full tank of gas, $5 in my pocket. Let's take the folks around for a ride on this Sunday evening. Hello, good evening, how are you? Semper Fi says, thanks for the stream. Thank you, you're welcome. Andy Hunt says, evening. Dustin says, good evening. And Paul says, hi, Matt, or hey, Matt, excuse me. It's 72 degrees, but there's a strong wind, so it doesn't actually feel particularly warm here today. And let's see, we'll come back, we'll go down, see the sights again, but we'll make a big loop around, go through town. We'll do the Culp's Hill ride, and then we'll cut through town, go out to West Confederate Ave, and so on and so forth. History Underground says, nice evening for a drive. It is a gorgeous evening for a drive. Also a gorgeous evening for a walk. I actually got a lot done today. I cleaned my Blackstone grill for the season. And what else did I do? Then I came inside. I cleaned all the filters in the air conditioners. We have mini splits all around the house, so clean those out, and boy did they need it. And then took a shower because I was covered in grease and dust, and I was like, I couldn't sit still. I'm like, you know what, I'm going for a walk on the battlefield. So I went for a little walk on the battlefield, and I finished, and here I am with you guys. Stella says, at least you got $5. That's the way to look at it. The glass is $5 full. Ron, hello, how are you? Grant says, show us some stuff, Mark. Oh, Grant. So you're lucky, Grant, because, how many names can you confuse with Grant? Right? Gant. That's really all I can think of. So you're lucky when you do the mark. Really can't come back at you in kind because there's really not much I could do. Reed Dillashaw, what a great name that is. Good evening to all, he says. Matthew Gillespie says, good to hear you, Matt. Thank you, Matt. Thank you. Fraser Baby says, good evening, everyone. Thanks, Matt. This is a nice surprise. Well, good. I'm glad. I'm full of surprises, Fraser Baby. Oh, you just wait. No, you know what? He's going so slow, I'm not waiting. Okay. Thank you, Matt. Now I have $10. Gene says, this is a treat. Hi, everyone. Well, there you go. I'm glad. I'm glad you guys are liking that. Hello, Bill. Hit the like button, folks, says Gene. Yes, please hit the like button. real quick, if you don't want to do the super chats like Matthew was so kind to do here, or if you don't want to become a patron or buy t-shirts or, whatever, uh, in that, buy our coffee, donate to the DH Pioneers, whatever. If you don't want to do any of that stuff, but you feel bad, right? Because, like, I was broke at one point in my life. I'm not saying you're broke. I'm just saying I was broke at one point in my life, and I wanted to do things. I wanted to give things to people that I, enjoyed their content or whatever. But I didn't have the money. I couldn't do it. Simple things like liking and commenting and sharing, and of course subscribing. That actually helps a little bit. I mean, one person can't do it. Everybody's got to do it. Even the ones that hate watch should, that's what you should do. Otherwise, if the thing you hate but love to watch goes away, what will you hate watch? Grant says, here's some Australian dollars for your purse. It's $2.99. But $2.99 when the conversion rate happens at $2.99 Australian is like $400 American. I don't know if you knew that. Australian dollars are way more powerful than ours at the moment. This is something that I totally just made up. But thank you nonetheless, Grantley. All right, we have people doing graduation photos. Somebody taking a picture of a rat. Oh no, that's her dog. Sorry, it was one of those little rat dogs. Yep, Paul says, I hit the like button and bring you beer in September, excuse me. Yes, you do. And I appreciate that. I enjoy it. Grant says, I've hate watched for years. Yes, you have. Good evening, Jeffrey. Hello to Brandy from us. Thank you very much. Matthew Gillespie says, I'm wearing my Getty's Nerd shirt right now. Awesome, Matt. Thank you. We've got some new designs coming out. One for the ladies coming out soon. You'll be seeing it once it's out. I had a conversation with my... oh, look at this. Look at the size of this little bastard. Looky there. Well, hello. You are a nasty looking bastard. Look at you. Yeah. I know you're a turtle. Sitting still isn't going to help you. All right, there you go, Grant. I showed you some stuff. Some nature. Of course, those of you who like turtle soup, if you found one here on the battlefield and took it home and made soup of it, you would be in big trouble. The wildlife you cannot harm. And that includes plants and trees and things. Bill says, is the battlefield getting busy? What is today? Sunday. So no, I mean, it's normal for a Sunday. I wasn't in town this weekend. Actually, we were down at Monocacy. It was a gorgeous day yesterday. Those of you who missed it, really missed a beautiful day. Matt Borders gave us the tour. It was a great time. And there's Jessie Weedleton giving a tour off to our right there. Let's see if she looks. I'll wave to her and see if she knows it's me. No, she doesn't. No, she doesn't care. Yeah, we had a really good time at Monocacy. And then a handful of us went to... I forget the name of the place already. Mission Barbecue. I've never been to a Mission Barbecue. And let me tell you something. I loved it. Not only was the meat good, but the minute you step in the door, your eyes don't even acclimate to the lower light, right? You can't see anything. You just hear people, like someone or some ones screaming, good afternoon, sir. And whoa, what the hell? I walk up, the guy's all friendly and everything, and I take takes my order. And then when they call me, the guy gives me the spiel. He goes, okay, so here's your this, here's your that, here's your blah, 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 blah. Nothing is frozen, nothing is microwaved. It's all cooked in those smokers right over there, and yada, yada, yada. I'm like, wow, this is the nicest fast food place I've ever been to in my life. And then when you're sitting down, they walked around with samples. Veronica said, if we stay long enough, we could turn this into our own Portuguese barbecue. And it's like, I'll do it. It was great. I didn't have the time, though. I had to go home and do a couple things. So that's what I did. But yeah, it was a beautiful day yesterday. And Monocacy is a beautiful battlefield. Never been. I had never been. Very nice. You not modeling the ladies AG merch? Question mark, Grant. What the hell are you talking about? What? It's not. It's for the ladies, but it's not ladies merch. Like, a guy could wear it. I mean, he'd be laughed at and ridiculed, and rightfully so. But a guy could wear it for sure. But it's, something to acknowledge the ladies. And go ahead if you're going. It's something to acknowledge the ladies of the past, for the ladies of the present who want to do that. So there, that's what it is, Grant. That's what it is. Good evening, Barbara. Barbara, I just want you to know this live stream started right on time because it was impromptu. All right, so that's East Cemetery Hill right in front of us there. We're going to turn left here. There's the cemetery gatehouse. You probably can't make it out too well. Sorry about that. What I'll do is I'll kind of crank it over there so that as we pass it, you might see it. Here it is coming up on our left. Isn't that special? Tell me you will stay, make me smile. All right, so we're heading through town. Was anybody in town this weekend? What was it like in town? I don't really spend time in town anymore, and I miss it. It's the one thing about not living in town that I miss. It's actually really, I think, the only thing. Is sorry, I was distracted trying to find out where the singer was, and then I saw it as we passed. Probably the only thing I miss about living in town is the proximity to everything. You can walk places. It's nice. It's nice. It's convenient. However, the convenience of that wears off when you realize that you don't really take advantage of it anymore because you're too busy and you have to drive everywhere because you don't have time to walk to everything because it's like all over the place. So then you go, well, let's move away from the noise. Let's move away from the traffic, the protests, the Torons. Let's move away from it all. And then you end up with snakes in your house. So there's a trade-off for everything, I guess. 6 questions. Hello. Hey, Mike, did you get a car yesterday? Or are you closer to get one? I meant to go, well, we'll do it this way. We'll take you out to West Confederate Avenue. Now we're going on the Chambersburg Pike, and when it's sunset season, which is all year long, but when it's summer, okay, even now, and sunsets are at their best. You're blinded going down this road at a certain point in time because of the sunset. However, we obviously do not have that issue tonight because of the cloud cover, which is a shame. But we're facing west, in case you didn't get that from my sunset conversation. Matthew asked if we ever found the snake. No, we have not yet found the snake. He has not taken the bait in the traps. I am content with him living there. I think I'm going to purchase a rubber snake and put it in Paige's room, so that when she comes home and goes in there, she freaks out. Because it's funny. I was a pain in the ass as a big brother, and she doesn't have a big brother. She has a big sister. And I think, she needs a little toughening up. So, there you go. No, I am content with him being there, and I'll tell you why. Mice can also get in. And mice are not what you call particularly something you want. I mean, the late Gene Hackman's wife, who's also late, she died of the hantavirus from mice. Okay? So that snake is eating mice. I say, can I get you a beer? Getting closer, says Mikey. Visiting the dealership tomorrow. Good. All right. Good. Good luck with the car, Mike. You got to have the car. You got to be driving yourself nuts, right? Without that independence, it would drive me insane. Absolutely insane. And I don't understand young people who don't want to get their license. Like, they don't want that independent. I think really what it is they don't want the responsibility. And so it's easier to just not do it instead of turning into an adult and being responsible. But I never understood that phenomenon. We didn't have that when I was young. Everybody couldn't wait to get their license because it meant freedom. Like Mel Gibson at the end of Braveheart, we screamed it when we got our license. Freedom! Now, no one's going to be able to scream that hard when your abdominal muscles are being ripped to shreds and you're being gutted. But it made a good ending for that movie. I hope you can get a good deal, Michael. Yes, very nice. She needs to toughen up, says the guy who cried about a snake in his house. I whined, Grant. Okay, there's a difference. And by the way, I went looking for it before I even called the snake guy. What does parking cost? Oh, in town? So, when I lived in town, I had places that had... No, that's not true. The first place I had spots available for like an extra $75 a month. And I was like, man, go F yourself. It's your spot. And I'm renting your apartment. Why don't you just have that as part of the... That's stupid. So, my friend had a big... But he basically had a parking lot next to his house that he had permission to use because it was just kind of... It actually wasn't a parking lot. It was like the alleyway, but it's hard to explain. But he's like, you park at my house. So we had to walk a block and a half. But that was good because I had to walk a block and a half every day to and from work. So, you get your exercise. And then I was riding bikes. I was in pretty good shape. Not the best. I still thought I was fat, but looking back, God, I'd kill. But anyway, so that place, yeah, it was like 70. So the landlords, they'll say, oh, I've got a space for you, but it's an extra $35, an extra $60, $70. And then you got to decide whether or not you want to be further railroaded and bamboozled by your landlord. My second place, I had a driveway. My third place, I also had a driveway, plus another space in the back. So if I had a guest, they could stay and park in the back. So I haven't really had to worry about that. Now, if you're a tourist, you're just visiting and you want to park, or even if you're not, if you're just coming to town and you got meetings and stuff and you're going from place to place, yeah, you can find a parking space if it's central to the locations you got to go, and then just make sure you're on time and you walk to the meetings or whatever. But I don't always have that. So anyway, if you're on the square, you're going to pay like, I think it's 25 cents for 30 seconds. So you better bring a lot of quarter dollars, because it is not cheap. And then they limit you at 2 hours. So it costs like $67 for 2 hours, and then you're limited on top of that. And nothing, my friend, takes 2 hours. Or is it an hour and a half? I don't know what it is. Whatever it is, you're limited, and very little takes that long. So there's that. And then what was the other thing? Off the square, it's a little cheaper. Parking garage, it's a little more reasonable. But parking is very expensive, and they don't give you any breaks except for like the odd holiday. And what they used to do is during the Christmas season, I think it was like Thanksgiving to New Year's, or I don't remember exactly when it was, but it was free parking all around town. Might have been a 2-hour limit or something, but free parking all around town. Because the borough's like, hey, it's the holiday season. But now that they're all a bunch of demon spawn, there is no holiday season consideration. This is what they give you, right? This is the compromise. Here we go. The compromise is certain periods of time in the day you have free parking. I forget if it's or no, it's Thursday through Sunday. I can't remember what it is, but it used to be the whole season. And then what's the other thing about that? I don't know. Parking it's a ripoff. Oh yeah, it used to be that you didn't have to pay for parking on Saturday and Sunday. Most other towns in this area do that. Where the hell were we? We were down in Shepherdstown, West Virginia, on a Saturday, and it's a very small town, smaller than Gettysburg. They don't try to bilk their visitors for every cent they've got on the weekends. They know that people are coming there on the weekend. They got time. They want to go to a nice little town. They go to Shepherdstown. It's a beautiful town. It's the next place I'm going to move, addressing Shepherdstown. But it is, parking is a bitch around here. Hope you can get a good deal, Michael. She needs something else. Blah, blah, blah. History Underground says, when we were kids, the car was our connection to the outside world. Now kids can connect with their phones. Yeah, but they can't, though, JD. I know that goes against everything that we're doing, but, it's not really a connection. And, why don't you want to go out with your friends? I always wanted to be out with my friends. The world was adventurous. We always got into some kind of fucking shit. Pardon my language. Some kind of effing poo. Well, I've already said it. What does it matter? We were always getting into something. And, nothing harmful, but we always thought we were about to die, and it was never really that bad. But yeah, no, you're right. They think they're getting that connection through the phone, and it's a shame. Grant says, I know kids who just Uber everywhere rather than get a license and drive. No way I could do that. No way. Screw that. I swear to God, one night, everybody in the world was sleeping, and instead of Claus coming, Martians came and replaced everybody's child with one of their own, disguised as their child, because I don't understand how these people think anymore. They're like Martians to me. They're not even people. They're like, the way they think is so, it's either robotic or occulted. Almost they remind me they're in a cult, they're brainwashed. That's what it is. It's like when you talk to a brainwashed person, there's something not there behind the eyes, It's sad. It's sad. And they'll realize it one day when they're my age and their bodies don't work anymore. And then they can't go out and live the life that they're passing by or they're letting pass them by right now in their teens and 20s and 30s. Jeff Pasnick says, perfect timing as this video started right as I'm making my evening cup of Little Ground Top. You're the best, Jeff. You drink it even at night, keeping you up all night so you can continue to listen to Addressing Gettysburg. That is great. Thank you, Jeff. Hello, Eric. How are you? Eric helped me with the flag yesterday. He carried it all the way without asking anybody to take it for him. So Jeff and Eric, and apparently Eric's kids, I forgot about them. They made it without asking for help, apparently once or something. I don't know, but they're very upset when they heard me giving kudos to Jeff for being the first to do it the whole way. So you're the first adult to do it the whole way, Jeff. How's that sound? First person over 30. Grant says, I'm highly offended by your language. Thought this was a family show. It was, until I cursed. 60 Seconds says hello. I say hello back. Hello. Hello, the one who always has 6 questions at the ready. I like the way you word things, Ghost. Jeff says, apparently the latest young person trend is to carry around these things called cameras. Our 19-year-old was telling us about it. Oh, it's so cool. So like an actual, like, are these digital cameras or film cameras? Jeff says, way to go, Eric. Eric says, what? Did I get that wrong? Eric, you didn't carry it yesterday, or the kids didn't carry it? I thought the kids were upset that I praised Jeff. Well, either way, history will remember that it was Jeff who did it first, because that video is going to get more views than this will. Sorry, Houston children. Sorry. Digital cameras, but small one that are clutch sized. Like the old disposable cameras? I did see they have a digital camera that's like one of those old, what do they call them? Oh, yeah, geez. It's like those old timey cameras where you like hold it down in front of your belly or your chest and you look down. The viewfinder is on top. They're not brownies. They're, oh God, it's Teleflex? I don't remember, but they're digitized inside, but they operate like those old ones do in the lenses, and it looks like it's pretty cool. I was thinking to get one because they're only like $150. Twin lens reflex. I think that's the one, yes. Thank you, Gene. Thank you. Paul, sorry to hear about your friend. Speaking of cancer, I heard President Biden has it. Prostate cancer. It spread into the bone. Doesn't sound fun. Feel bad for the guy. Jeff says, we were cracking up as she was telling us how out of touch we are for using the phone camera. Oh, geez. Now we're old-fashioned because we're using phone cameras? I think I'm just too old for this old. I guess what's old will always be new again. Yeah, no, it will, because there's going to be a generation that doesn't know that the world existed before them, and they're being played by people who are just repackaging old shit. We've all done it, by the way. We've all fallen for that. But that's all. Tell that to your kid. It's just repackaged old shit, and then she'll go back to the phone. Because the phone is the only new thing. Oh, geez, Ghost, I'm sorry to hear that too, about your niece. Oh, God, she's got a kid. That is sad. Sorry to hear that too. Well, I heard that my cousin had a widowmaker, but he caught it in time. The doctors told him when he was leaving the hospital that he was lucky that his wife dragged him in when she did, because he probably wouldn't have made it out the week. And he discovered it. How? By working out. And this is what I keep telling. I said to him, I go, listen, Jimmy, I told you this your whole life. Stop with the athletics and exercise. You're going to discover you have a heart problem. Sure enough. Jeff says, cancer is horrible and wouldn't wish that on anyone. Amen to that. All right, and now we've come full circle, and I need to get a bag of little ground top for tomorrow morning. So I'm going to stop into Bantam Roasters. It's really Bantam, but I have to be an idiot. I'm going to stop in here. Watch this. Okay. Now, I haven't stopped yet. But watch. I've stopped. Just as I promised. All right, everybody. You guys have yourselves a fine evening. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for your company. And patrons, tomorrow we've got Melissa Wynn and Dana Schoaf on to talk about Civil War medicine and the museum, the Museum of Civil War Medicine. Sorry. Or wait, is it? Now oh my God. I don't know. It's too many museums that can't. Their museum down in Frederick. Until then, it is now. Good night.